in on this picture, by the time I zoom in on this picture very much lightly, you find that you start seeing the picture will become more blurry, and you start seeing these little rectangles. Now these are what we call the pixels. Okay, every picture, most pictures come in pixelated form. So all these little tiny dots is what forms this whole picture that you're seeing. Okay, so but a vector-based graphics or a vector-based image is an image that no matter how you increase the size of that image or that object, the quality does not reduce. It still remains the same. Okay, so most of the things that we do with Adobe Illustrator, like flyer, posters, vector-based graphics like graphic software like Illustrator is the best for it. But by the time you start printing out these materials, it will appear in a very, very, good and readable format, and it will have good quality. So the best program to design any of those things is Adobe Illustrator, which is a vector-based software. Anytime once you open your Adobe Illustrator, you're using the 2022 one, you're going to find this interface. All right, now you would see start a new file fast. You would see the different layouts, document layouts or artboard layouts that are available here by default. But now you go here, create new. Now in create new, you are going to find the default artboard here. You see A4. Okay, now this is the preset details. This is where you take care of all of the settings. Now the dimension, the width and the height of your artboard, you set it here. Okay, now the orientation, do you want it to be landscape or portrait? We're going with portrait now. Okay, number of artboards, you could add up to 5-6 artboards for a particular design, depending on what you want to work on. But let's say you want to work on 5 flyers and you want to just have all the layouts so that you can be looking at the different formats of the flyers that you're working on. You can be able to set it to that number here, but let's go with one for now. Then we have bleed. Now we'll come back to bleed a little later. Now bleed is very important. You're doing a printing work. If you're working on something that is going to be printed, bleed is a very important factor that you have to incorporate in your page layout. Now we'll come back to that later on. Now color mode. Now this is another very, very important thing you should take note of. Now there are 2 basic color modes. We have the RGB color mode and we have the CMYK color mode. Now what are the differences and at what point are you going to use RGB and use CMYK? Now basically, if you are carrying out a design that will be on screen, that will not be printed, let's say social media post design. Okay, someone asks you to create a social media post for something that you want to post on social media, or anything that will just basically be on screen, it's not going to be printed, then you use your RGB mode best. But if you're going to work on a document that will eventually be printed, then CMYK is the color mode to use. CMYK stands for cyan, magenta, yellow and black, while RGB stands for red, green and blue. So these are like color combinations. Now most printers that are existing today use the CMYK color mode. Okay, the combination of colors, that how they combine colors to get any color they want, is using the CMYK color mode. That's why if you're going to design something that will be printed, you use your CMYK color mode. Now the next thing here is your raster effect. Now raster effect means just the quality of the job you want to work on. PPI means pixel per inch. Now 300 PPI is the highest level of quality here. So you set it to 300 PPI, that's the best. Okay, and that's all. Then what else? Nothing more serious here again. Or you just click on next is what? Create. Just click on create and you wait for it to open the artboard for you. So this is it. So this is our environment. Now just don't worry about what I'm doing. I just want to set something here. Just don't worry about what I'm doing. I'll explain that later. All right. Now this is your Adobe Illustrator layout. This is your workspace. Okay. Now I'm going to be going through what you have in this workspace. Then we're now going to start with our first worksheet. Now we're going to be learning how to use most of these tools here using a worksheet. Now that worksheet will be shared with everyone in the group. So you have to open that worksheet and start working on it. Okay, that's where we're going to be carrying out most of the tasks. Okay, but first I want to relate to you exactly what you are seeing here in this interface. If you have never ever seen Adobe Illustrator open before, you have seen it for the first time, I just want to walk you through what you have here. Now, up here you would see the different menus. So each of these menus have a drop down. Each of them have a drop down. There's a lot here. There's a lot here. Okay. Now on this right hand side, or sorry, left hand side, you have your toolbar. A lot of tools here. This is your select tool, selection tool, direct selection tool, your pen tool, your curvature tool, your rectangle tool, your paint tool or paintbrush tool, your text tool, your rotation tool, your eraser tool, your shape builder tool, gradient tool, eyedropper, and the rest of it. So many tools are here for carrying out different types of functions. Most of them we are going to learn using that artboard, using the worksheet that we are going to be using. All right. Now on the right hand side, we have our panels. Now there are so many panels. These things are called panels. I can drag them all out. See, I'm dragging them all out. Dragging them